All right, year 11s, we're looking at ratios again, and we're looking now at equivalent ratios. Very relevant because not all ratios are delivered in the same way. So let's have a look at what it means. Let's go back to the idea of the paint. So let's say we've got paint is to thinner. Now, if it's automotive paint, they actually put a hardener in there as well. All right, so let's say we've got 2 is to 7 is to 1. All right, so that's the ratio that's going on there. So if you have, 2 cups of that, 7 cups of that, 1 cup of that, that's the mix. 2 litres, 7 litres, 1 litre. But what if you had 20 mil of paint? How did you turn 2 into 20? Well, you multiplied it by 10. So that would be 70 mils there and 10 mils there. So what happened there? Well, multiply by 10 for each of them. That's pretty straightforward. What if I had 30? Oh, geez, how do you turn 2 into 30? Well, you multiply by 15. Okay, so that means 7's got to be multiplied by 15. So that's 105 mil. And 1 by 15 is 15. All right, so to get from there to there, I multiplied by 15 because I turned 2 into 30. Okay, now here's the big idea. Here is the base ratio. Okay, that's the basic recipe to produce this kind of automotive paint. Okay, if I produced a mix of that, it would do the same job. If I produced a mix of that, it would do the same job. Obviously, the amount of paint, the quantity, how many total milliliters it is, will change. But the quality, okay? So this is what it does. It produces different quantities, but the same quality. That is the big idea with equivalent ratios. You're changing how much stuff you get, but it's the same quality of stuff. It's going to do the same job. Okay? That's what's going on there with that. So let's look at another example. Let's say I've got 1 is to 8. Okay, maybe this is another paint one. Maybe this is acrylic paint. So you've got paint plus water. Okay. And if I am going to go 150 mils there, well, I've times by 150, haven't I? So I've got to do the same over here. So 8 times 150, so 8 by 150 is 1,200. So just to neaten that up a bit, I'd have 150 mil is to 1200 mil, or 150 mil is to 1.2 litres. Okay? That would do that job, and it's within that ratio. I've just multiplied each side by 150 to get there. All right. What if you've got this? What if you've got 4 is to 6? Well, you know what? You don't have to just multiply it. You can divide as well. 2 will divide into each of those. Okay. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So that ratio will do the same job as that ratio. All I've done is divide by 2. To both sides. Okay, now here's the kind of question you might find in a test. It'll say complete this. All right, so we might have 1 is to 5 is to 4 equals space, 20 is to space. All right, you've got to fill in the gaps. So here's your thought process. How do you turn 5 into 20? Well, the answer is multiply by 4, which means I've got to multiply by 4 in each of those. So 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 4 is 16. Done. Okay? So that is equivalent ratios, but in terms of real life and industry use, let's go back to this idea here. You're producing something, a mix that has exactly the same quality, is going to do the same job. You're just producing a lot more of it or a lot less of it, but it's the same quality. It's going to do the same thing.